Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Neremik, and this year marks the 10th anniversary of two of my favourite games. Now, I left it to a wheel decide between Animal Crossing for the Wii and Sonic Unleashed, because they came out on the exact same day. I feel ancient. But anyway, I always found it weird how they were both literally seen as some of the worst in their series, but I see them as the best. Anyway, I could go into tangents about how some of them are getting recognition, some of them already do get it, but I'll leave those for later in the review of their own reviews separately. But without any further ado, really, there's no beating around the bush this time. This is my review of Animal Crossing. Let's go to the city and the city folk. So I'll come out and give my score now. This game is a solid 9 out of 10 for me. I think I'm well armed enough with points made in other reviews to fire a cannon of rebuttals against the hate train this game has going for it. But we'll get there at the end of the line. In the meantime, this game actually has an introduction and somewhat existent plot. I know. You begin by talking to Rover in the candle minigame from Wii Fit before being dragged onto a bus against your will and given the option to move your town from this apparently superior game Wild World over to this one. You name your character, town, and give your birthday before being thrown off the bus and told to buy a house. After that, you can choose one of 4 randomly generated houses, which all have different interiors, before being told you need to work for the shop owner to unlock to pay off your loan. This leads to a series of tasks which, when completed, open the game up into whatever you want it to be. And to be honest, when I first bought the game, this is where I got lost. The game really gives you no sense of direction in which way to make money. Even the cheat guide I owned at the time literally just listed the prices of each public work, and because of that I just put the game down. I thought I'd seen all there was to the game until I overheard someone at my school speaking about this foreign object called a fishing rod, which let him pay off his home loan. I suppose when I first picked up the game and being told I couldn't buy anything from the store while I was working there, it made me think it was all just for show. But anyway, after school that day I sold some of my town's fruit until I could buy the elusive fishing rod for a whole total of 500 bells. Now, it might sound ironic that my first fish was a sea bass, but that sea bass encouraged me to continue to discover more about the game, play it more, and eventually become the most addicted to a game that I probably have ever been. Since the game has no true ending, the game gives you a wide range of options to fulfill. You could pay off your house entirely, or you could use the cheat game you and your friend treated as the Bible to build some of the public works projects this game lets you build. These range from up to 2 extra bridges, a fountain, and a lighthouse or windmill depending on which one you choose. All of these actually have some form of benefit to owning, and, for example, the bridges allow you to have easier travel, the fountain allows you to get the silver or gold axe, and the lighthouse or windmill increase rare fish or bug spawns respectively, depending on which one you chose. Now, what I like about this is they have functionality, and for someone who doesn't care about cosmetics to a ridiculous extent, having these things give me something back in return, and make my town look nicer as well, gives this just a little bit more of an appeal over new Leaf's public works projects as well. Did I also mention that all of this is entirely optional? The game literally allows you to do whatever you want without one central focus. And I love it. The game also features numerous other features which include the Able Sisters clothing shop, Nook store which can be upgraded, which I'll mention later, Red's unlockable shop, the museum, the Shampoodle, the hairdressing shop, the fortune tellers, the marquee, the auction house, the designer shop Gracie Grace, the roost, the observatory, Kix's shoe shine, and the Happy Home Academy. These all have their unique functions. For example, the marquee allows your character to learn up to 4 emotions at once. Now, I actually like that idea better than having them all unlocked at once, as in New Leaf you would choose those that, whatever you wanted in that situation, but in City Folk you actually have to choose those that reflect you as a person as well. Some buildings are more useful than others, and sadly some have been made irrelevant since the closure of Nintendo's online service for the Wii and DS. For example, the auction house is one of those. However, there is still fun to be had here. The auction house can be used with the use of homebrew online mods, and certain businesses like the Marquee and Happy Rune Academy still allow you to enter after closing time. I don't know what subconscious need this managed to fulfill for me, but having these areas open, even when they are entirely useless at that point in time, still makes me happy. I can't explain what caused me to spend so much time in these closed businesses areas, rather than simple dumb fun, and maybe it's just that. Continuing on, there are other shops which are entirely novelties, like the Reset Centre and Fortune Teller, and some allow you to customise your character. But there's a catch. Yes, we're finally discussing the part of the game which takes up a quarter of the American title, the city. Now, the common consensus for this feature in the game is that everything could be in the regular town, or just entirely removed from the game, because it would reduce loading screens. I wish I was joking. Now, let's include a hypocrite alert right here, because in order to get into any of the city's buildings, you'll need to sit through 3 loading screens. One to get on the bus, one to get off the bus, and one to go into the actual building. But in your precious new Leaf, you might go through 2 of these loading screens. Now, sure, there may be no interaction with the bus driver Cap'n, but why is that a good thing? All of these things, to the charming music throughout the day, which is better than Main Street, don't at me. The novelties, the travel, the dialogue and character, in a game series where people praise it for its charm, why would you give a fuck about convenience if it's only adding to the atmosphere the game has? If anything, using your same logic for New Leaf, almost everything is put into this game's version of the city. What were these reviewers thinking? Why would you split up the buying and selling options of Nook Store into 2 stores and put them into completely different sections of the map? I seriously wonder if these people just salty that this game was too similar to Wild World. Oh wait, I forgot. Apparently agonising neck pains caused by the game being on the damn DS make the game superior. Get a grip. Even if this game is Wild World 2, the features added inherently improve the game, not make it worse. Please leave, the door is over there. But Neremik, the DS is portable and the Wii isn't. That's what makes it so much better. Well, would you look at this? This is a mobile device. And it also has 4 gigabytes of storage. Wow, it's almost like you could, run an emulator. Tangent aside, let's go into the features this game offers. Fishing, fossil, and bug hunting give you over 60 of each to sell or donate to a museum, depending on the type of year. Each day there is a money rock, which you can mine with a shovel for some free bells if you're that type of person. There are also many secrets, like Bruce's Gyroid storage, which I only recently unlocked, Nook's shop upgrades, and Red shop, which require you all to play for a decent amount of time before you actually unlock them and can get round to using them. You can also go online using homebrew called Wii since, again, Nintendo shut the servers down, and you can try to collect all the different types of fruit by any means necessary, whether it be Wi-Fi or by mailing your villagers relentlessly until they finally give you the goddamn peach. The day themes are personally my favourite in the entire series. Like, seriously, just take a moment to listen to some of this stuff. If you thought that those day themes couldn't be much better, each theme has a separate version for when it's raining and snowing as well. Take a listen. Not to mention, as you upgrade Nook's shop, each rendition comes with a new theme to go along with the renovation. Once again, you can guess the deal, here's a little look. The completionists among you may even enjoy owning every item the game has to offer, which includes identifying real paintings from the fakes in Red Store for your museum. And if you like forward planning, try to shoot down Gulliver's spaceship. I swear, I thought that was just my friend lying until I found videos of it online. Then I also mentioned that you can expand your house by paying off your loans to that Tom Nook. Yeah, you're not getting away with just one of them though, you have about 7 more to do. And after you pay off all those loans, how about you go decorate the 3 floors you get from that as well? Overall, this game is feeling complete without the villagers, as all the NPCs have their own routines and special dialogues to already make the world feel somewhat alive. But in your town, you might find regular villagers, of which you can have up to 10 from what I remember. Now, each of these actually come with a range of personalities and species. Now, this may just be my memory, but I'm sure there is still some dialogue I'm yet to see. Sometimes it can get repetitive, but I think it's rather ambition on the other half of the game, which meant there's only so much dialogue there that they could only make for the villagers. Like I said, this game is, well, it's for the Wii, and this game is almost 4 gigabytes. I don't blame Nintendo for having to limit themselves, considering it's the Wii, and it's the Wii attempting to run a literal masterpiece. You'll have to take a few steps back. Compromises were made. Along with the villagers, the game actually has 3 distinct mysteries, if you want to call them that. These are the Able Sisters' past, revealed by talking to Sable every day for a certain amount of time, the Marquis' close second floor, revealed by literally everyone in the game, because they don't stop talking about it, and Look and Red's arrival, which is about 50% of the interactions you actually have with Red. Now, these stories don't need to be here, but they make the world feel that much more fleshed out, and it's definitely not a negative thing to have. The graphics are also the best in the series, hands down, and the fact that real world holidays are back is always a welcome addition over what the hell Lardy Day is and the rest of the garbage you got in Wild World as well. Each month also has its own bug and fishing tourney respectively, where you compete with your fellow villagers to see who can catch the biggest bug or fish respectively. There is also the flea market, which happens once a month on a Sunday from what I remember, where you can go into each of those houses and buy certain furniture off them for a set price. I personally like how this is executed over in New Leaf, where it's all compacted into retail, because it just has that more unique feel to it. Plus, it was used a hell of a lot more in this game as well. I think I used retail about once or twice when I actually played New Leaf as well. Not to mention, the towns are also layered. And you can say what you want about the beach being its own layer in New Leaf, but the fact that the towns actually have a sort of separation in the middle of them in this game rather than in Wild World or New Leaf just gives this game a lot more grander scale. It feels like, and I quote a video, I can't remember, it feels like you're actually going on an adventure to get from the top of your town to the bottom of your town. All these things just come together to make the world feel even more alive as it already is. Putting all of this pasta salad together creates this game I've played at least monthly since its release, and over the 10 years I've played this game, it's mostly always to relax. I typically play from 4pm to 8pm respectively, and once my daily routine is finished, the game spoils me for choice of what to do next. I could try and fill up my museum, or maybe work toward my perfect town status. Maybe I could take part in this game's turnip market to see if I can make a profit, or maybe I won't be productive at all and speaking with some villagers, playing a mine, or messing around in the city. Most likely I'll just find some game I can either make in-game or with mods for me to play with my friends. And that's not just the stuff the game lays out for you to do. You want to do sumo wrestling? You can make your own ring with patterns. You want to make a machinima or video? It's hard to do, I'll admit, but you can if you try. I'd call this game Minecraft 2 if it didn't come out 1 year before it, and even then the community for this game is just so great. People still play this game online thanks to modding, which you just Google the game and friend code and click recently uploaded, you'll still find people. This game has dedicated fans which are still active, who have made map editors, new online servers, and machinimas of all things. It's great to see this game is still alive with all people of any age, regardless of whether people see this game as a kid's game. However, there's still one segment left of the video I'm yet to talk about. The reasons people hate the game. Now, the common consensus is that this is the worst version of Animal Crossing. Like, that's just a majority consensus. However, is that really true? Now, I've deflected the lack of improvement earlier because they refined the initial playstyle with Animal Crossing before they moved over to the Mare concept, but the two complaints silence all the others. And that is that the grass deteriorates too fast, and that the villagers have consistent conversations. That's it. I've played for over 18 months on one save, and my town looks fine, and if you really care about grass, just walk or put some patterns down. If all else fails, just use Homebrew and a map editor. Now, sure, that might be a quirky workaround, but you can fix it, it's not that hard to mod a Wii. Now, there are solutions to most problems in this game that people blow out of proportion, and somehow being consistent in a topic is a bad thing. If in real life I'm talking about coffee 1 second and my friend suddenly starts spouting out geography facts, I'd be a bit alarmed. But in this game, if someone starts talking about your clothing, chances they'll say something different and stay on topic. After the third bit of dialogue, this just repeats. But why would you speak to a villager that many times anyway? Heck, in New Leaf, they took this a step further to make you press 2 buttons to even begin a conversation. One to bring up the menu and one to confirm you actually wanted to talk with that villager. I prefer the rather simpler way it's handled in here. Not to mention the conversations have more than 2 sentences. Seriously, as someone who plays this game to relax above all else, making this part of the game that feels alive, the most boring in a future game, caught my playtime by at least another year for the game in general. In fact, here's a clip to summarise my opinion on New Leaf. Yuck! It really infuriates me about how people use petty things to bring a game this great crashing to its knees. Hopefully this video makes that consensus change though. Like, I've seen other games have this happen, so maybe I'm the leader of the trend, but who knows. But that's it, this game can easily last you over 2 years, and for some YouTubers, like JVGSS, even 8. This game changes all year round, and with the presentation, the character, and the amount of stuff to do, and every other thing in this game as well, they just sweeten the deal that is this game. You already know my ruling on this game, it's a 9.5 out of 10, hell yeah, you better buy this thing. Those petty things may exist, and in fact they do have to bring it down. I can't ignore them, because they still are part of the game, but there are workarounds for that, and I can see the workarounds might be a bit of an issue, but I still don't see those initial problems that often to begin with. This is, hands down, the best game in the Animal Crossing series, and I count this as my 3rd favourite game of all time, and I'm not going to spoil my list for this year. And I'm pretty sure some people also think the same, that this is just such a damn good game as well. I don't care if this could be considered a kid's game, I'm proud to own this game, and if it was because I wanted to spend my birthday money before my parents got their hand on it, I'm so glad I've had the experience of playing this game. If you are a fan of life simulation games, and this game sounds appealing to you, buy it. Completionist or all access, this game should be able to cater to you. Like, seriously, trust me, it will. It's so fucking addicting. And here's the credits. That's the review over. Now, fun fact while these roll, I actually remember watching a little 4-partish Let's Play that was in the digital manual for the game, made by Nintendo for you to actually watch. It ended after the guy finished his chores for Nook, but I always thought it would be a nice mention either way. Anyway, I've majorly either underserved or overrated this game depending on your current opinion of it. I couldn't possibly mention all there is to do in this game in depth, so by all means, buy the game yourself, or just Google it and learn more about this yourself. I can't condense this video down enough, it's already pretty lacking as well. But if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to leave a thumbs up, maybe to subscribe for more reviews, but mostly gameplay videos, let's be honest. And of course, with all that said, I'm not aside. Thanks for watching guys, my name's been Neremik and peace, out.